week after week after week last month, Friday Night Smackdown continues to fucking suck. Continues to be a terrible show. This, for last month, for 4 weeks, Friday Night Smackdown, they given us a terrible show. For 4 weeks in a row. 4th week in a row. Surprisingly, this is the first week of the May the 1st, 2020 edition of Friday Night Smackdown. This is the first month of May. It's the first month of May 1st, 2020 edition of Friday Night Smackdown review. So, I'm so glad that NXT is doing way better than Friday Night Smackdown and Monday Night Raw. Triple H is doing a good job producing NXT. He's doing a good job with the NXT talent, getting them over, and everything else. Speaking of NXT, now, ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, this Wednesday night, I didn't do my NXT review. Let me tell you 3 reasons why I didn't do it. Number 1, because I was tired that night, my eyes was closing, and I had to cut the game off to go to bed. I had to get some sleep. And Thursday morning, I got up, and I was still sleeping. So what I did, I fed the dog, let her outside, fed myself, took my meds, and I went right back to sleep. Slept all Thursday morning, afternoon, until it was time for me to go to work. So when I went to work, then I came back home for work. I was tired again. So, yeah. You know how that goes. So, number 2, second reason why I didn't do this week's NXT review is because of the simple fact that I knew that this week's NXT was going to be a brilliant show. And it was. It was. It was an excellent, amazing show. And number 3, the third and last reason why I didn't do my NXT review this week is because I'm going to be doing a special NXT review next Wednesday night, immediately after I watch NXT. I'm going to be doing a special NXT review streaming live on WWE 2K20 on the YouTube channel. So be tuning in for my next week's NXT review, because it's going to be special. It's going to be special. I'm going to tell you why. It's going to be special. It's going to be a special review, ladies and gentlemen. It really is going to be a special review. It is. So, yeah, there you go. Those are the 3 reasons why I didn't do this Wednesday night's NXT review. But I can tell you that this week's NXT was brilliant. And actually, some of you may be asking, why am I bringing up NXT? Well, I just told y'all, because I didn't do my NXT review this Wednesday night. That's why I'm bringing it up. And that's why I told you all those things I just told you just now. So, we're going to recap and review NXT here for a second. So I'm just going to tell y'all a few things that happened on NXT. I'm not going to read the whole thing. So, the first thing we saw on NXT 2 days ago, Wednesday night, was the opening segment. It started off with the Cruiserweight tournament. Well, it started off with we seeing results from the Cruiserweight Championship tournament. Also, we get a reminder of the 2 matches announced for that night. So then Tom Phillips introduced Mario Ranallo and Beth Phoenix to call the action that night. So they were starting with the interim NXT Cruiserweight Championship tournament action. So it was Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Phantasma. Ladies and gentlemen, this match, I watched this match a few days ago. This match was amazing. This was a great match. I'll be surprised if they start a feud with I'll be surprised if they put Isaiah Swerve Scott and Phantasma in a feud together, going into the future, going into NXT's future. I'll be surprised if they have a future feud together. I'll be surprised if they do a feud with Phantasma and Isaiah Swerve Scott. I'll be surprised. If they did, this feud would be great. I think it would tear the roof off this place. But the match itself tore the roof off the place. That match was incredible. And Isaiah Scott getting over Phantasma was perfect. Was absolutely amazing. Isaiah Scott has the right to win that match. He deserves that match. He deserves that victory. He deserved his victory. He deserves to win the entire tournament. I think Isaiah Swerve Scott is the favorite to win the tournament, the whole thing. Some people say Drake Maverick is the favorite to win the whole tournament, to get his job back. And a lot of people say that Kushida is the favorite to win the tournament. But I think Isaiah Swerve Scott would be my pick to win the tournament. This guy is really good. Swerve's house. This guy's really good, for real. Especially when he delivers that move, the house call. Man, that move is so amazing. That move has put out a number of superstars, including one. One superstar in particular. And his name is Tony Nese. So, after that match with Isaiah Swerve Scott, after Isaiah Swerve Scott's victory over Phantasma, they showed Scott gave an interview after his match and says that he needs the win more than anyone. Like I said, Scott is the favorite to win the tournament. Not Scott, the leader of the clan that I'm in on World of Tanks Mercenaries. I'm talking about Scott, another Scott, Isaiah Swerve Scott. So, yeah, he says that he needs to win more than anyone else. He says that he has one more to go. It will be Swerve's house. So, then, they showed Adam Cole addressing the proposed title match between himself and Velveteen Dream following Cole's pinfall loss to Dream last week. So then, we had Candice LeRae with Johnny Gargano versus Casey Catanzaro. Oh, Candice LeRae was ready to do the things in the Johnny Gargano Ray alright. Oh my god, I love this fucking Candice LeRae heel turn. This has got me excited to the core, man. This Candice LeRae, I love how WWE is continuing to let this Candice LeRae heel turn build. I loved how they're continuing to build her up in her heel turn. Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae is going to tear NXT apart. And it's not just them that's going to tear the NXT apart. It's also the Doomsday duo of Cross and Scarlett Braxton. Yes, the Doomsday duo, Cross and Scarlett, are also going to tear the NXT apart. So Candice LeRae was easily able to pick up a victory over Casey Catanzaro after Candice was furious and she punished Casey with punches and strikes, then stomps Casey's face down with a new finishing move called the Wicked Stepsister. She covered Casey for the pinfall victory. That's how she was able to win the match. With that new finisher right there. They even gave her a great new finisher. That finisher was brilliant and nasty. That was badass. Candice LeRae looks like a badass in her heel character. I love it. I love it. And Johnny Gargano being ringside with her, I think it's the best thing for Candice LeRae's heel turn right now. For Johnny Gargano to be ringside at her at all, with his wife at all times. I think Johnny Gargano should be ringside with his wife at all times. I really should. I really do think he should. Because that will help Candice LeRae get an opportunity to challenge either Charlotte Flair or Io Shirai for the NXT Women's Champion. That would give her, that would put Candice LeRae in the title picture. If they keep building Candice LeRae up, Candice LeRae will have an opportunity, will have an opportunity to be in the title picture to challenge, like I said, either Charlotte Flair or Io Shirai for that NXT Women's Championship. So after the match, as you all know, Johnny and Candice were going back to the ring, up to the ramp. But Candice gets back in the ring and locks in the Gargano escape on Casey Catanzaro. Katie taps out, but Candice doesn't break the lock. Johnny and Candice are very pleased with themselves as they eventually descend to retreat backstage. So then you got a promo from Damian Priest backstage about how he is going to finish what he started weeks ago, since Lee was in pain after what happened last week when Priest hit him with the nightstick. Mario tells us that the North American Championship match will be tonight's main event, which it was that Wednesday night's main event. So then you had Riddle and Timothy out to the ring with both men being announced as the NXT Tag Team Champions. But Riddle was wearing both belts. That confused everybody. One of the belts is Timothy's and one of the belts is Riddle's. Don't be confused, people. So, Riddle said that he and Timothy were just as much of a tag team as he and Pete were. Riddle said that night they were going to prove that they know each other with the first ever episode of the Newly Bros show with Byron Saxton as host. Byron acts an over-the-top host in this newly wed game style show. Byron will ask them questions. One will answer on the whiteboard and the other will answer verbally. Saxton asks Riddle what he had for breakfast. Thatcher says he has no idea, and Riddle also says that he has no idea what he had for breakfast. Byron moves on to the next question. Byron asks Thatcher what his favorite television is, and Thatcher said that he doesn't own a television. Byron asks if he has ever thought about buying one, and Thatcher says that he would consider it if the price is right. Riddle wrote "The price is right" on his board. So then, for the next question, Saxton asks Thatcher what the craziest place is that he has ever done it. Thatcher says that he was in the ring, but he once had a triple threat in a laundromat. Riddle wrote threesome in a washer. Then Saxton announces a speed round, but before they could continue, Imperium's Marcel Bartel and Vivian Archner attack Riddle and Thatcher from behind. That was a great plan for Imperium to attack them from behind. Great plan, I like that. They eliminate Riddle, and Thatcher is able to fight them off one at a time. But the numbers eventually become too much for them. They get Thatcher in the ring, hit an Imperium. They hit a European bomb combo on Thatcher. Archner gets out of the ring, grabs the belts. He and Bartel hold them above a grounded Thatcher before dropping them on his prawn body. So Mia was shown backstage getting ready for a match with Charlotte Flair for later that night, 2 days ago. Of course, NXT came on 2 days ago on Wednesday night. So, they got an advertisement for WWE's partnership with Make-A-Wish Foundation. And Adam Cole cuts a promo backstage where he resorts that Dream does not deserve an NXT championship match, but he will walk in and walk out as NXT champion. I hope Adam Cole does walk out as champion. I do not want Velveteen Dream as NXT champion. He says that the Dream is over and there is nothing that the Dream can do about it. Next week, NXT champion Adam Cole will defend his championship against Velveteen Dream on NXT TV television. But what I would like to see is a feud between Velveteen Dream and Damian Priest, because they both love the ladies, and they both love the ladies, and they both love NXT. They both have some sort of style. To me, they both have the same style. They have the same, well, I'm not going to say gimmick, but, they both have some sort of thing in common. They both love ladies, both love NXT, all that stuff. I would love to see a feud between Velveteen Dream and Damian Priest. I would love to see that. Because I want to see both of them. I would love to see both of them with their ladies beside them. I would love to see both of them with their ladies beside them. Velveteen Dream sitting on the couch with his ladies. Damian and Priest in the Titron sitting on the couch with his ladies. Both of them showcasing their favorite ladies, their favorite women. That'd be so funny. That would be really funny. It'd be really interesting to see which man would get the most ladies. They should do a thing to where to determine which one of them would get the most ladies. Would it be Velveteen Dream or Damian Priest? I'm just saying that Damian Priest and Velveteen Dream feud is something that WWE should come up with on NXT. That is a feud that a lot of women want to see, and a lot of men want to see too. Velveteen Dream and Damian Priest feud, that would be really good. Have Velveteen Dream as a face and have Priest as a heel. So, Charlotte Flair picked up a easy victory over Mia Yim in a non-title match. She tapped Mia Yim out in the figure 4, translating it to a figure 8. And Mia Yim tapped out of the figure 4, translating it into a figure 8. She tapped out of that. That was a non-title match, by the way. So, after Charlotte Flair's victory, as Charlotte celebrates and poses outside the ring, Io Shirai, oh yeah, I've been waiting to mention her name on this review for the longest. Well, this is not the right review to even mention her name on, but I've been waiting to mention Io Shirai's name. I've been waiting for it. Now it finally gets to that part. One of my favorite NXT WWE female superstars, Io Shirai, comes down to face Charlotte. Io shouts at Charlotte, and Charlotte starts to walk away. Shirai stops her and says, "Next week, you are mine." Mario Ranallo seems to confirm that Charlotte will defend her championship against Io Shirai next week. Not Yim. To those of you that are confused, she's not defending her title against Mia Yim. She's defending her title against Io Shirai next week. Io Shirai is going to I think she's going to bring her briefcase in the ring, sort of like what I showed y'all on my live stream a few months back. Well, last month. Sort of like what I showed y'all last month. Remember that video on 8 things Io Shirai must do to defeat Charlotte Flair? I did a live stream video on that. Remember that? That was Let me go back to my channel and look. That was if I'm not mistaken, I may be right on this. Let's see. Let's go to back to my channel real quick. Check that out. And I'm almost ready to start my Friday Night Smackdown review. I'm almost ready to officially start it. I just want to tell y'all a little bit about what happened on NXT 2 days ago, because I didn't do a review on NXT. Because I was tired that night, and I couldn't, that Wednesday night I was tired, I couldn't do it, so now I'm telling y'all what happened, to those of you who missed it. Because I sure didn't miss it. I watched it, but didn't do a review on it. So yeah, 2 weeks ago, I did a live stream video on 8 things Io Shirai must do to defeat Charlotte Flair. And I showed it in that video, I showed Io Shirai holding her briefcase entering the ring. On WWE 2K20, I showed Io Shirai holding her briefcase, going in the ring. She gives it to the referee holds it up, makes it official that she's officially cashing in her contract to go against Charlotte Flair for the women's champion, for the NXT Women's Championship. That's what I'm trying to say. To those of you who are confused. So yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. Io Shirai is going to enter the ring with her briefcase. She's going to give it to the referee. Referee's going to make it official. He's going to hold it up like this. I wish I had a camera. I wish I had the PlayStation camera right now to show y'all how she's going to hold it up. How she or he is going to hold it up. The referee, whichever referee is going to be, male or female, doesn't matter. Which, they're going to hold it up. And they're going to make it official that Io Shirai is cashing in her contract against Charlotte Flair for the NXT Women's Championship. Charlotte Flair is defending her title, her NXT Women's Championship, against Io Shirai. That's going to be cashing in her briefcase for that title. That's going to be next week. I cannot wait for Io Shirai to shockingly pick up a shocking victory over Charlotte Flair to win that title. Everybody, prepare to be shocked next week, because it's going to happen. Io Shirai is going to officially defeat Charlotte Flair to win the NXT Women's Championship. Oh, she's ready. Oh, my Genius of the Sky has a plan. I already showed her the plan. I already did a video. Remember, I did a video on 8 things Io Shirai must do to defeat Charlotte Flair. Oh, Io Shirai, I'm sure she's watched the video, and I'm sure she's got it. So her plan is going to work. Trust me. Her plan's going to work. It's going to happen. Whether people like it or not, it's going to happen. Charlotte Flair can get mad and can get glad all she wants to. But Io Shirai, the simple fact is, Io Shirai is going to defeat Charlotte Flair in 2 ways. Either she's going to tap her out in the Koji clutch, or she's going to use that moonsault that she always used. What she used on Candice LeRae back at the NXT TakeOver Portland. I hope I did say the right TakeOver, hopefully, because that match did happen at TakeOver Portland, where she used that moonsault on Candice LeRae when Candice LeRae was a face. See, Candice LeRae's a heel now. Anyways, yeah, I said in that video, in that live stream video 2 weeks ago, that Io Shirai must injure Charlotte Flair's arm, and she must chop her leg down. She has to keep injuring her leg and her arm till she won't be able to walk. And then she has to go for the torso. Simply do enough damage to where Charlotte Flair can be hurt and injured. But Charlotte Flair needs to never give up. She needs to never give up by keep trying to get up, if you know what I mean. But I'm sure she's not going to quit in her title match. In her title that Charlotte Flair is defending, I'm sure Charlotte Flair is not going to quit. Even though Io Shirai is going to injure Charlotte Flair's arm and leg, which I think she's going to do. Of course she's going to do it. She's a genius. She knows. Because I actually mentioned her name in the video that I shared on Twitter. That I tweeted on Twitter. The 8 things Io Shirai must do to defeat Charlotte Flair. I actually mentioned Io Shirai's name on Twitter. On this, I retweeted with a comment mentioning her name on this video that I did 2 weeks ago, showing her 8 things she must do to defeat Charlotte Flair to win that title. Now, it's clear. It's been clear that I have been helping her this whole time. I have actually been helping her this whole time. Nobody even knows that I've been helping Io Shirai this whole time. Nobody even knows it. Nobody even knows it. But they'll find out soon. Once she wins that title, they'll find out soon. Oh, the video's already out. It's been on my channel for 2 weeks. Those of you who wants to check out the video on me showing y'all 8 things Io Shirai must do to defeat Charlotte Flair, be sure you like that video, comment. If you watch the video a bit closely, you'll see that I actually am showing everybody how she will defeat Charlotte Flair. That's 8 things she must do. Of course, I'm not going to repeat it, because I already said it. But anyways, so, of course, after Charlotte Flair's victory, and after she celebrated, after they confirmed that she's going to defend her NXT Women's Championship against Io Shirai, Casey Catanzaro was shown backstage, attended to by medical staff. Candice LeRae, Johnny Gargano walked by with Candice saying that this is the new NXT and get used to it. So we see a video package from last week when Finn Balor was attacked and vanished from the NXT facility. Tom Phillips tells us that Finn Balor will be on NXT next week and will address the party who attacked him. I can't believe they fucking scrapped the storyline between Finn Balor and Imperium. I can't believe they scrapped this feud with Finn Balor and Imperium. This feud was so good that WWE took the fucking time to fucking scrap this fucking storyline. Now, how fucking dumb can WWE be scrapping this storyline feud between Finn Balor and Imperium? That was so fucking dumb. It goes to show how fucking clueless and dumb WWE is right now. Especially with the Raw and Smackdown ratings getting even fucking worse. Goes to show how fucking dumb WWE can be sometimes. Oh. For fuck's sakes. Why didn't they just let this feud storyline continue? They scrapped that storyline. I can't fucking believe it, man. Even WrestleTalk had a video saying that a major storyline was scrapped. That they even had a title saying that. I can't believe it, dude. Once I found that out by my sources, man, I just quickly fucking, I took the book control and I about wanted to throw it at the fucking TV because it was that bad. It was that bad. It was bad they scrapped that because the storyline was going so well. And Finn Balor could have had an opportunity to challenge Walter for the NXT UK Championship. Imagine Finn Balor picking up a shocking victory over Walter to win the NXT UK Championship. Then that means Finn Balor would officially be a new member of the NXT UK roster. See that? See what I did there? See what I said? Imagine him shockingly picking up a victory over Walter. And WWE, right at that minute, had to fucking screw up that fucking storyline. Ugh, what the fuck? See, this is the dumb shit I'm talking about WWE sometimes, man. I'm telling you. It's the dumb shit I'm talking about. So anyways, after we got that video package from last week on Finn Balor being attacked and vanished from NXT, they showed a match with Dexter Lumis. It was Dexter Lumis versus Sean Dorn. Clearly, this episode was, I guess, recorded and filmed and done by WWE, I'm guessing. Anyways, Lumis and Thorne stare at each other, but Lumis looks unimpressed. Lumis hits a disc press on Thorne, then on uppercut on Thorne. So then Lumis pins Thorne in the corner. The ref forces separation. Thorne gets to the middle rope and goes for the tornado DDT, and then Lumis tosses Thorne off. So Lumis picks up Thorne, and Thorne rakes the eyes of Lumis, then hits him with a series of uppercuts. Lumis grabs Thorne's neck, but Thorne gets separation with a series of drop kicks. Thorne waits for Lumis to get back to his feet and runs at Lumis. Thorne was doing great there for a minute, man. 2 days ago, that match between Lumis and Thorne on NXT that Wednesday night, Thorne was doing really great. I absolutely love the guts of Thorne, the heart of Thorne, the heart of Sean Thorne. He never gave up, man. He kept at it with Lumis, but fortunately, Lumis had hit a spine buster on Thorne. Lumis stalks Thorne and picks him up by the ears. That is a scary man, and I love how WWE is making Lumis a dangerous man to go against in the ring with. Lumis hits a Uranagi, then locks in a Katagami submission. Thorne passes out, and the ref calls for a submission victory for Lumis. Lumis oddly cradles Thorne's head in his lap following the bell, and he stares into the distance. So we see the Twitter post from Jordan Devlin calling out people fighting for their professional careers in this tournament. So they showed us video of Jake Atlas trying to give some words of encouragement to Drake Mavericks after their match last week, once NXT had gone off the air. Drake Mavericks then shown sitting backstage ahead of his upcoming match in the interim NXT Cruiserweight Championship Tournament. Maverick is in action up next. So it was Tony Nese versus Drake Maverick. Drake Maverick shockingly picked up a victory over Tony Nese. I was actually shocked that he won that match with Tony Nese. He hits Nese with a wheelbarrow bulldog on Nese for the top rope, covering Nese for the victory. That's how he was able to win. That wheelbarrow bulldog was amazing. That was a brilliant move by Drake Maverick. That seems to be his finisher. That was a brilliant move, though. So, after Drake Maverick's victory that night, Maverick was enlisted because he won. He says that he isn't leaving yet, and Kushida's next. He says that he isn't leaving until he is NXT Cruiserweight Champion. It said that Keith Lee would defend his North American Championship against Damian Priest. Keith Lee was able to pick up that notorious victory over Damian Priest. The Limitless One, Lee, poses with his North American Championship in the middle of the ring. as NXT goes off air. Let me remind you how. First, before I get to the Friday Night SmackDown review, let me remind you what Keith Lee did that made him win this match. Lee hit 2 spirit bombs, ladies and gentlemen. A 300 pounder hitting 2 spirit bombs on Damian Priest, covering him for 3. Oh, that is going to have Damian Priest's head sore for fucking days. Not only his head, but his fucking back too. That's going to have his back sore and his head sore for days. For days and days until the next NXT show. So anyways. Ladies and gentlemen, before I officially really get started with the SmackDown review for real this time, be sure you hit that like and subscribe button and turn on all notifications. Hit that bell button. Turn on all notifications. Turn on that bell for all notifications. It's important. Follow me on Twitter. Like my Facebook page. Follow me on Twitch. Even though, again, I don't do stuff. Haven't really done much on Twitter, on Twitch. But I will. And, most importantly, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Very important. I need more subscribers. I need more views. So help me out. Help me reach to 1,000 subscribers. And also help me reach out to 4,000 public watch hours for review. And most importantly, like all of my videos on my YouTube channel. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get started with this Friday Night SmackDown review. Folks, I can go ahead and tell you right now that now I've just told you. I just told you what all happened on NXT. So now you got an idea of what happened. See, the show was so brilliant that I was able to tell you what all happened on NXT on my Friday Night SmackDown review. Did this special for the people who didn't get to see NXT. The people that need to be reminded how good NXT is. Thanks to Triple H. Thanks to the producer, Triple H. Anyways. Moving on. Getting started with the Friday Night SmackDown review. So the segment. Oh my god. The fucking opening segment. Folks. I cannot understand this WWE creative team. I really don't. I don't understand. Folks, I'm going to tell you how bad the segment was at the end. I'm going to tell you what I thought, my reaction to the segment. But, Daniel Bryan did so good coming out and saying that he loves tackling new challenges. It started off with Daniel Bryan coming out saying that he loved tackling new challenges. This is why he's so excited about Money in the Bank this year. It's taking place at WWE headquarters, and this time it's 6 men and 6 women all fighting at the same time. Bryan started talking about what fans will see in the WWE headquarters, including dinosaur bones in Vince McMahon's office. Daniel Bryan discussed his history with Money in the Bank. Excuse me? Wait a minute. Let's go back to what he said. Dinosaur bones? What in the fuck? How could you possibly have dinosaur bones in Vince McMahon's office? How in the world are people able to pick up those dinosaur bones? It seems like those dinosaur bones will stick their freaking hands real bad. Those are the people who picked up those dinosaur bones, were able to put them in Vince's office. Those people were probably athletes. More than likely. How in the world are they able to pick up a dinosaur bone? You have to be careful picking up that. That thing will stick you in your hand, your torso, if you don't let it stick in you. If you're not dumb enough to let it stick you in your torso. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he discussed his history with Money in the Bank. Then he stated how sad he is that Drew Gulak couldn't be in the match. Yeah, I felt bad for Drew Gulak too, who couldn't be in the match. It was really bad. King Corbin came out next. Oh my God. When King Corbin came out, the segment totally went south. When King Corbin came out, the segment it got ruined. Folks, I can't understand what WWE is doing with Baron Corbin's character. Whatever they doing with Baron Corbin's character, they need to scrap it now. His character fucking sucks. They need to scrap it now. Whatever they're doing with his character, it's making Baron Corbin look like a fucking total fucking joke. It really is. It's making Corbin look like a total idiot right now. It's making him look like a fucking idiot king of the ring. Because I'm about to tell you how fucking terrible Baron Corbin's segment was. Right after I read this bit of what Corbin said here. So, yeah, Corbin came out next and said, you know, talking about Daniel Bryan, talking about his Money in the Bank win that led to him winning the heavyweight champion and all that shit. Yeah, and all that. So, once Baron Corbin came out, Baron Corbin's segment was so fucking bad that I don't even want to read the whole fucking thing. I'm not doing it. Because his fucking segment was fucking trash. It was garbage. His segment was so bad that some of the WWE fans that were watching probably turned the fucking channel. Just like what JD said on his Off the Script podcast about Nia Jax. Same thing he said about Nia Jax. When you see Nia Jax, turn the fucking channel. Folks, you can't say he wasn't lying about that. He was telling the truth. After that Kyrie Sane butch, you can't say he wasn't lying about that. Anyways, King Corbin's segment was so garbage, man, I about wanted to turn the channel already. Trust me, JD was feeling more willing to turn the channel more than I probably was. And those of you, if you want to check out JD from NY's Off the Script podcast, Friday Night Smackdown review, all you gotta do is type in JD from NY 206, and his name will pop up. All you gotta do is click on his YouTube channel, and you see where it says Friday Night Smackdown, Money in the Bank. You see where it says Money in the Bank? You see where it says Money in the Bank on his channel? You click on that, and there you go. And that's the video right there. But actually, I'm actually going to tell y'all what his title of his Friday Night Smackdown review video was. I'm actually going to tell you what the actual title of the video was. Hang on a second. Hang on. Let me go to his channel real quick. This guy, I've watched JD's podcast. I watched all of JD's podcast. This guy is amazing, man. JD from NY206. This guy's podcast is amazing. You all should check it out. I've checked it out myself. I've watched it. So his title. So of course his title of his Friday Night Smackdown review is the WWE Smackdown 5th month of May. May the 1st. Really, 5th month of the year. May 1st, 2020. Full show review and results. If you go to his channel and you see where it says WWE Smackdown, you click on that, and that will take you to the video. His video will pop up when you click on it. I really enjoyed JD's podcast. This guy is hilarious. This guy is smart. This guy is he has the greatest channel in YouTube and pretty much YouTube history. Guy has the best podcast. Let's just say that. He has the best podcast. And the guy is fucking hilarious. Oh my god. The video, the podcast, my favorite podcast was when I watched his Monday Night Raw podcast, and he mentioned that MVP's son is Rey Mysterio's. MVP's son's favorite wrestler is Rey Mysterio and not his own father. That was funny. And then he played that sound effect that made me laugh so much. It was funny. It was funny. It was that freaking funny. It really was. Literally, it was real funny. But anyways, back to the Friday Smackdown review. Back to what I was saying about Corbin coming out. So Corbin came out next. Corbin and Bryan traded some lines back and forth about Corbin's history with Money in the Bank as well. He stated that he will show Bryan that he's stronger and smarter right now. Dude, that fucking Baron Corbin promo was fucking terrible as shit. I've never seen Baron Corbin come out and cut a fucking terrible ass promo like that ever. That was the worst fucking promo I have ever fucking seen. At first, his heel character was good, but then now it's done. It's like now his heel character has went south because of the fucking creative team that they got going on, that they got in WWE, and fucking WWE not doing Baron Corbin right. Oh, not only is they not doing Baron Corbin right, they're also not doing Braun Strowman right. Why have they started this Braun Strowman to the Fiend feud early? It is too early to even be starting this feud, man. This feud should have started either after SummerSlam or before SummerSlam. Why is this feud starting now? Why are they just now bringing up this feud? This feud does not need to be happening right now. I'm sorry, folks. I hate to say it. The feud doesn't need to happen right now. And I think WWE is going to ruin Braun Strowman by having The Fiend pick up the victory over Braun Strowman. But I think also WWE is going to ruin The Fiend by having Braun Strowman picking up a victory, retaining his title over The Fiend. Well, The Fiend needs to have his title back because I don't think it's right for The Fiend to lose yet another Universal title match. That's more like WWE burying The Fiend by having him lose the title match against Braun Strowman. By having him lose his title to Braun Strowman. If Bray Wyatt loses yet another title match, I'm going to freak out. And I think JD would probably freak out too. Seriously. I am going to fucking freak out. It's right for The Fiend to win the title. But, first of all, why was this feud even brought up to begin with? It's too early for this feud to even start. And they're doing it anyway. Because they don't care about making the SmackDown ratings go up. They don't care about the Raw ratings that are down right now. They certainly don't care about the SmackDown ratings that are currently down right now and not up. They don't care. You know what? I hate to say this, but the only thing WWE cares about is that money. And that's what Vince McMahon himself cares about. The old Vince McMahon. You know, WWE back in the day used to be so good. WWE back in the day was WWE's promos and segments and backstage segments back in the day were so good. Back in the day was way better than what it is right now. Might as well say back in the day is way better than what it is right now. Oh my fucking god. Week after week after week, WWE is giving us these terrible Monday Night Raw and SmackDown shows. It's fucking terrible, man. It's embarrassing for a lot of people that's watching it. I bet it was so bad that my leader didn't even watch. The leader of my clan didn't even watch it. He probably had the same opinion. It was so terrible. I encouraged my clan leader and his wife, the XO of the clan, not to watch WWE. I encouraged them not to watch Friday Night SmackDown Raw. The reason why I have to watch it because I have to do my job. I have to do what I have to do these reviews, to give you all the best reviews on my channel. That's the reason why I have to watch it. It's my job to watch it. It is. I hate to say it ain't, but it is. And I love it. I love what I'm doing on my channel. And I'm going to keep doing it. Anyways. So, it's Corbin versus Daniel Bryan last night. This match started off Friday SmackDown. This match was so fucking slow. Hell, this match only lasted what? Fucking... What? It lasted like 5 to 10 minutes. The match lasted like 5 to 10 minutes. This match was slow. The match was still slow. Even if it lasted 5 to 10 minutes, the match still was fucking slow. So Corbin backed Bryan into the corner. And landed some right hands after they got started. First of all, Bryan's promos were way better than Baron Corbin's promos that night. His segment was way better than Corbin's. Anyways, just thought I'd put that out there. Anyways, nonetheless, Bryan kicked Corbin's leg and tried to take him down. Then Corbin hit a shoulder block and Bryan hit the mat. Bryan hit a drop kick to the knee and then kicked Corbin in the back. Bryan continued to pick Corbin's leg apart. I like the heart of Daniel Bryan. I like how Daniel Bryan was trying to defeat Corbin, was trying so hard to put down Corbin, to put over Corbin. But unfortunately, what I'm about to read at the end, unfortunately, is gonna anger some of you all. Bryan let Corbin get to his feet and offered to keep wrestling. Corbin took down with a front face lock, and then Bryan transitioned out of it. They continued, and Corbin continued to pummel Bryan while calling him a disappointment. No, Corbin, Daniel Bryan's not the disappointment. You're the fucking disappointment. You're the fucking reasons why the WWE ratings are going down. You're one of the fucking reasons why the darn ratings are going down. If anything, the WWE creative team are the fucking reasons why the ratings are down. And the fucking show itself is the reasons why the ratings are going down. Because of the simple fact that the shows have sucked week after week after week. Folks, we do not need to continue. We do not need WWE to continue to give us sucky Friday Night SmackDown, Monday Night Raw shows week after week. Like, really. I'm just going to turn the fucking channel. If the show starts to suck again next Friday, I'm just going to turn the fucking channel, man. Seriously. You know what? I'm just going to watch the Tamina and Lacey Evans versus Sasha Banks and Bayley. Just because Bayley and Sasha Banks are my favorite best duo in WWE. Give a shit what anybody says. Do not give a shit. Anyways, Corbin took Bryan down with a front face lock, and then Bryan transitioned out of it. I already read that, of course. Read that again, and those of you who probably didn't hear me. They continued, and Corbin continued to pummel Bryan while calling him a disappointment. He said, "You need a coach." No, Baron Corbin needs a fucking coach. And his character needs to fucking get scrapped. You're washed up. He says you're washed up as he continued to beat on Bryan. Corbin placed Bryan on the top rope and knocked him to the floor with a right hand before sending Bryan into the post. So they went on commercial break. So then Corbin continued to keep Daniel Bryan down until the commercial break ended. Then they got to their feet where Corbin quickly knocked Bryan back down. Daniel got free from a razor's edge looking move, and he rolled up Corbin for a 2 count. So then Corbin continued to keep Bryan down despite small glimpses that Bryan was fighting out of it. And I like the heart, and once again, I'm going to say this again, I like the heart of Daniel Bryan. I like how he kept on trying. He kept on trying to get up. He kept on trying. He kept on trying, man. Corbin went for his run around the post spot. Went around the post spot, and Bryan hit a suicide dive on him. Bryan soon had an ankle lock on Corbin as the 2019 King of the Ring struggled to get free. Corbin took a kick to the face for a 2 count. Bryan started picking Corbin apart with kicks. Then he hit a drop kick to the corner. But Corbin nailed a deep 6 as a counter for a 2 count. Corbin tried to get free, but ended up in a half Boston Crab. But King Corbin got to the ropes. Bryan started stomping Corbin on the apron, and then he hit another suicide dive. Corbin caught him, but Bryan kicked his knee. Corbin hit Bryan with a ladder, and the match was called off. Folks, this fucking match absolutely fucking sucked. It was an absolutely slow match, and it was wasting plenty of TV time, for sure, for some of the other talent on the roster. It was wasting TV time. This match should have been over 4 or 5 minutes. It should have been lasted for 4 or 5 minutes. This match shouldn't even have to last that long like that. Folks, this match was absolutely garbage. I don't want to see a match like this ever again. I really don't. I don't want to see a slow match like this ever again. I give credit to Daniel Bryan for trying in this match. Hell, Daniel Bryan is way better than fucking King Corbin. And oh my god, speaking of fucking King Corbin again, King Corbin needs to work on his fucking promos, dude. Jesus Christ. And you know what? It's not his fault that he's cutting bad promos. It's actually the WWE creative team. And the WWE writers, yeah, the WWE writers, yeah, them too. Writing stories that they're clearly not good. Writing stories that clearly suck. Put it that way. Corbin wasn't done after the match. He rolled Bryan in the ring and tried to hit an end of days on the ladder, but was reversed into a yes lock on the ladder. Shinsuke Nakamura jumped in and this was the worst part of it. This was the worst fucking part of it all right here. Shinsuke Nakamura jumped in and took out Bryan as Cesaro grabbed a ladder and downed him out of the ring. Corbin brought Bryan up the ramp and threw him into a pole of ladders. That made Corbin look like a lazy, fat-ass fucking wrestler. That's what made Corbin look like. It made him look like a lazy built, fat-ass fucking King of the Ring kind of wrestler. That's what it made him look like. It made him look as if Corbin actually did anything to Bryan. Feel bad for Bryan, man. You gotta feel bad for Bryan laying on that fucking ladder, looking helpless, man. And Drew Gulak wasn't able to come out to help him. The Braun Strowman segment. I don't even know why the fuck they're fucking doing this feud early. I don't even know why they're doing this. Why is this feud even happening? Why? It's too early for that. They should have did this feud after SummerSlam. It's way too early for this feud to happen. Like what JD said on his channel. If they screw up this fucking feud, it's not going to go well for the ratings. You know. Braun Strowman segment. So the Universal Champion walked out and he looked pumped. Braun said, "We took a trip down memory lane last week. His past with the Wyatt family is just that, the past." Then a fire fun house started. Bray waved hello and said to Braun. Then it was a story time. A fucking story time? Clearly, this was a story for the 3 and 4-year-olds out here. I mean, This is a great story time for 3 and 4 year olds that love evil. 3 4 year old kids that love evil things. I don't know why they would love evil things. That's not something a little kid should love, shouldn't like. Anyways, then it was story time. Tonight's story was called The Black Sheep. Yowie Wowie. Yeah, Yowie Wowie. Well, we're gonna wait Yowie Wowie, alright. If they don't fucking start working on Barry Corbin's promos, yeah, it's gonna be a Yowie Wowie. Alright. Barry Corbin doesn't even deserve another opportunity to win the Money in the Bank. I think the favorite to win the Money in the Bank, my favorite to win the Money in the Bank, is Aleister Black, ladies and gentlemen. Aleister Black needs to win this match. We need to see a Drew McIntyre and Aleister Black title match. I want to freaking see that. Whether he's a baby face or a heel or not. Hell, I would love to see Aleister Black as a babyface and a heel. Either one, doesn't matter. I still want to see a Aleister Black versus Drew McIntyre title match. I think they need to let Aleister Black win this thing for a lot of reasons. This would be the biggest match. This is the biggest match of Aleister Black's career. Think about this, man. Think about what this will do to his career. New entrance music. New attire. Hey, you know, new Titron video, new promos. Just saying. Think about what this will do to Aleister Black's career. Think about this. It's too early to be turning Aleister Black heel, WWE. Don't even fucking think about it. It's too early for that. Not ready for that yet. Might as well just keep him as a face. There's too many heels in the WWE right now. Way too many. One of them needs to turn face. We need to have some baby faces in WWE because we got too many freaking heels. We had Candice LeRae turning heel, which I think is perfect for Candice LeRae. She deserves every right to be a heel. She deserves every right to be in the title picture. And Johnny Gargano deserves every right to be in the title picture again himself too. But anyways, he told a story about the Black Sheep on a farm looking like he needed direction. The shepherd protected the Black Sheep and they had a lot of fun together. Did a selfish Black Sheep left. You want to know what I'm not having fun with? I'm not having fun with WWE letting the Friday Night Smackdown and Raw ratings go down even worse. That's what I'm not having fun with. The fun with the fact that WWE keeps giving us these terrible shows. And the fact that WWE is not using their talent right as they should. And it's not putting the talent on the right rosters. On the right brands. That's what's not fun about WWE. That's what's not fun about WWE right now. So, then a selfish Black Sheep left, looking for other things. He didn't even leave a note. Wyatt said the shepherd was very sad. The story had a sad ending because the shepherd didn't find the Black Sheep. He suggested that he will take Broad to the slaughterhouse. Braun said he's done with the puppets. Braun said if Wyatt has anything to say, then he could say it to his face. Bray Wyatt decided to wave goodbye instead. This segment's way too early. It's like Bray Wyatt. It's like Bray Wyatt's in a nursery reading a story to a 4-year-old kid. That's how utterly ungood this segment was. Seriously, it's like Bray Wyatt in a nursing home reading to a 4-year-old kid. And you know what? It's even like Bray Wyatt hitting his sister Abigail to King Corbin 2 times so bad that King Corbin can't get back up. That's how good the segment was. I wasn't really interested in this segment either. I would have been interested in this feud if they would have did it after SummerSlam or before SummerSlam. But now it seems like they're doing it in too early. Well, Braun Strowman doesn't, considering that Braun Strowman doesn't currently have any opponents right now, other than The Fiend, Sheamus would be a good opponent for him. I'm just saying, folks. Sheamus would be the perfect opponent for Braun Strowman, the monster among men, the current, of course, Universal Champion. Speaking of Sheamus, after that Braun Strowman segment, they showed us a match with Sheamus versus poor fella Leo Ruff. Sheamus won very easily. They hyped Sheamus' attention with Jeff Hardy during commentary. Sheamus had a bit of fun with his enhancement talent. He beat on his chest in a major way before setting him up for the Bro Kick. I love, and JD from NY is not the only one that loves how they're building up Sheamus. I, too, also love how WWE is building up Sheamus. It's continuing to build up Sheamus' match with Jeff Hardy. That will be taking place next Friday Night Smackdown at the Friday Night Smackdown Forward Center. So after the match was over, Sheamus stalked Michael Cole again and trash talked Jeff Hardy before they played another part in his ongoing series of vignettes. I love how WWE is teasing Jeff Hardy's return even better. This was his last vignette. This was Jeff Hardy's last vignette before his return happens next week on Friday Night Smackdown. Next Friday night. But I love how they're building Sheamus up with his match with Jeff Hardy that will take place next week on Friday Night Smackdown. I love it. I love how they're building up his heel turn too. How they're continuing to make his heel, to make him look like a monster. You know what I'm saying? To make him look like the beast of the feast, the beast of Bal Feast, Killian Dane. Of course, Sheamus is not that much of a beast. Imagine Sheamus going against a 200-pounder like Killian Dane. And that'd be a good match. It would be. Hey, isn't Killian Dane an Irish wrestler too? Or is he a Scottish wrestler? Might be both. Anyways, Cole said that Hardy will be on Smackdown next week, like I said. Sheamus said, so will he. This is going to be good. What? But we don't need to see a match between Sheamus and Jeff Hardy. You want to know why? Remember back in 2016 or 17? Remember back? Well, no. It was back in 2019, as a matter of fact. Remember back in 2018 or 19, the Bar defended the Raw Tag Team titles against the Hardy Boys. Remember that match? Remember that match between the Bar and the Hardy Boys? We sort of have already seen Jeff Hardy and Sheamus in the ring before. They went against each other. They've got a chance to wrestle each other in the ring before. We kind of don't need to see it again. But I'm interested to see if Sheamus is actually going to win over Jeff Hardy or not. Which I hope they do the right thing and have Sheamus pick up a victory over Jeff Hardy. Because a victory over Jeff Hardy will put Sheamus in the title picture on the hunt for Braun Strowman's title. If you know what I mean. Make him look like a monster, man. Make him look like Braun Strowman's biggest opponent in his Braun Strowman's career. Make it as Braun Strowman's biggest opponent in his career, and make it as Braun Strowman's opponent that's evenly matched has the same amount of power that Braun Strowman has. And Sheamus doesn't have that much power like Braun Strowman has. Braun Strowman's like a super fucking human, for fuck's sakes. The guy is 7 feet tall. The guy is 7. He's 6'8". Looks more like 7 feet tall to me. But anyways, so next they showed a match. They showed Mandy Rose versus Carmella. That match was next that night. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, the match did happen. And I am actually, believe it or not, I am actually going to put Sonya Deville right here because she actually played a role in this matchup. So, here is what happened with this match last night between Mandy Rose and Carmella on Friday Smackdown. So, they had a little exchange early on where Mella took control. Then she moonwalked away. Mella nailed a kick of the head for a 2 count. Then she continued to keep Rose down. So, Mandy body slammed Carmella for a 2 count before latching on a chin lock. Then Sonya Deville's music hit. Sonya came out on a microphone and was distracting while talking about their friendship. Distracting, not distracted. Excuse me. I got that right. Well, I had it wrong. Did I had it right? Put it that way. This time last year, Sonya gave Mandy Rose her Money in the Bank ladder match spot. Mandy nailed a backbreaker on Carmella as Sonya droned on Mandy, said that Carmella is probably going to beat her. Then Mella hit a spear, while Sonya said she'll just watch the show. Then Deville went off on Rose. Karma's a bitch. Bring it on. Basically, she said Karma's a bitch, bring it on. Then Carmella hit a super kick and won. The same super kick that Tamina hit on Naomi to earn her spot, to earn her opportunity against Bayley. Same kick that Tamina hit on Sasha Banks to defeat Sasha Banks so she would win, so she would move on, so she could challenge Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship at Money in the Bank. Also, the same kick that she delivered to Bayley at the entrance ramp. There you go. So, Deville rushed to the ring and destroyed Mandy Rose. She bounced Rose off the ring post and the stairs. The Deville landed another stiff kick. Otis went to go check on Mandy Rose. She was rather beat up. Otis ran into Dolph Ziggler in the hallway. He asked Otis if Mandy's okay. Otis didn't say anything. He just stood there and breathed heavily. So, it was the Forgotten Sons versus the New Day. Finally, WWE did something right with the Forgotten Sons for once. For once, they did something with the Forgotten Sons. Oh, and by the way, the match between Carmella and Mandy Rose was a competitive matchup. It was pretty interesting. Of course, what was really interesting is Sonya Deville cutting out that amazing promo. She cut the biggest promo of her fucking life again. As many would say. Anyway, so it was the New Day, like how JD says it. on his podcast. The New Day versus Forgotten Sons. I like how my buddy JD says it. It's funny. Funny as hell. The New Day, to me, really fucking sucks. 8-time tag team champions, they still fucking suck. I don't give a shit what anybody says. They still fucking suck. I hate the New Day. I don't like that team of the New Day. The WWE's making the New Day look like fucking totally legitimate clowns. They really are. Like, I'm just saying, they're making them look like they really are making them look like the Joker and Batman from the Batman movie. That's what's making Kobe Kingston and Big E look like. Oh, not to mention they're making them look like the duo of Batman and Robin. Oh, not to mention they're making them look like Cyborg and freaking Starfire from fucking Teen Titans Go. The hell? I mean, how could WWE possibly be any dumber? I mean, really? How could WWE possibly be even more dumber than what they are right now? Oh, I mean, it makes me sick on the stomach to actually believe this kind of bullshit that's going on at WWE right now. The ratings, I can't believe it, man. I mean, I'm not really shocked that the ratings have went down. I had it figured out all along. It's because of the bad storylines, the lack of laziness on the creative team, the WWE creative team, lack of laziness, and the bad segments, bad storylines, lack of laziness on the creative WWE team, on the WWE creative team. I should have said that before. I said it backwards, obviously. Because sometimes I stutter, A lot of people do that. Especially the people with mental problems and people with autism like me. People, being healthy is more important than being mental. Trust me. Trust me, I've seen people mentally ill with mental problems. I've seen it. Trust me. I feel bad for those people. Wish I could just go and help those people, people that want to commit suicide and stuff. I wish, what, that was just like me in the past. When I wanted to commit suicide, that was like me in the past. But now, I don't even think about that stuff anymore, It's just, sometimes there's a time where you gotta move on from shit like this. There's a time and place for that. And that place is to move on from it. So, oh yeah, the Sheamus that I was referring to before I mentioned the match what happened with the match between New Day and the Forgotten Sons, before I mentioned that tag team match that happened, the Sheamus that I was referring to is not that Sheamus, but this one. Alright. So, hang on a second. This thing is not looking right. How in the fuck? There we go. Okay. When I think of the New Day coming in the ring, when I think of the New Day coming in the ring, when I see the New Day coming in the ring, when the New Day come in the ring and you say they suck as 8 time tag team champions, I'm thinking it's like this. I mean, they are total fucking idiots. They look like retards. The New Day look totally, they look like total retards, man. Just like the Lucha House Party, look like clowns. These guys look, both of these teams look like a bunch of freaking clowns. Literally. Lucha House Party, don't get me wrong, Lucha Libre, they got, their Lucha Libre background is really good. Don't get me wrong. They have the best top rope moves. They shocked the WWE Universe when one of them delivered that moonsault off the freaking thing where the person has to wait to come out of the chamber. Yeah, they could shockingly deliver that moonsault to everybody. Everybody was down. I think it was Grand Metal Elite, for that matter. With that Elimination Chamber match for the Smackdown Tag Team titles. Remember that? Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. So anyways, the New Days, when I see the New Day come out in the ring, yeah. That's what I think about the New Day when they come in the ring. That's what I see when I see the New Day. It makes me want to play that. Because of the simple fact that these guys are not a legitimate threat to the SmackDown division, to the SmackDown Tag Team division. The legitimate threat, the current legitimate threat to the SmackDown Tag Team division is the Forgotten Sons, people. WWE right now is making the Forgotten Sons look forgotten right now. I mean, you gotta be kidding me. Now it seems like they're making them look forgotten, which nobody clearly has forgotten that the Forgotten Sons had took it to the limit against the Viking Raiders and all the other tag teams in the NXT tag team division at the time when they were actually on the NXT roster. Given the fact that they didn't put the titles on the Forgotten Sons, which sucked, which I was fucking angry and very disappointed about. Of course, back when I was still watching NXT. When they were on the roster at the time. Which was last year. So here is what happened with the match with the New Day and the Forgotten Sons. Keep in mind that the Miz and Morrison came out before this match could start. You know, Miz and Morrison. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Wait a minute. Slow motion. Miz and Morrison. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. For Miz and Morrison, Johnny Drip Drip, and you know the other one. Oh my God, why did WWE give these guys these names on that theme song? Oh my God. It's making them look like total joking rappers. Like, seriously. So the Miz Morrison came out before this match could start. Hey, but before I could read the rest of the stuff, that Miz and Morrison, hey, hey, ho, ho, I actually like that, man. I mean, it's freaking funny. It's freaking funny to see on TV. It really is. You can't count that out. Miz and Morrison, hey, hey, ho, ho. You can't count that out. Anyways, they took a seat on commentary. Corey told Cole that they want nothing to do with him, so he can keep his social distancing. That's very funny because Corey Graves seems like he's always around his wife Carmella, which he has the right to be. I think Carmella should tell her husband Corey Graves, social distancing. Same thing with Chelsea Green and her husband, Zack Ryder. Anyways, wish Manny Rose would have told that to Otis. Anyways, Steve Cutter and Big E started it out. Big E overpowered Cutler and Tad Kofi. Oh my God, I'm gonna tell Drago, tell your wife, social distancing, I don't want to be touched. They continue to bottle back and forth, but Kofi hit a drop kick in the corner. The Forgotten Sons started tagging in and out as they continued to work on Kofi Kingston. Then Big E got the tag and hit a couple belly-to-belly throws on Wesley Blake. The New Day continued control when we came back from commercial. Big E hit a splash for a 2 count when Cutter, not D Cutter. That's funny. D Cutter. Then Cutler went around the ring, but Big E got back in. Then Wesley Blake nailed a suicide dive on Big E. Finish him, by the way. Anyways, the Forgotten Sons got a double team and a 2 count as Miz and Morrison trash talked them on commentary. Big E started taking a lot of submission and pummeling damage from Blake. Shouldn't be shocked about that. Then Big E put Wesley Blake into the corner. He isolated Big E so he couldn't make the tag. Suddenly, Big E landed a Uranagi and got a tag off to Kofi. Kofi rallied and hit a boom drop, the same boom drop he hit on fucking Jimmy and Jay Usos, I'm referring to. Then Kofi took out Blake as Cutler nailed a backbreaker for a 2 count. They continued and Kofi missed a dive off the top. Then he turned around and hit a chest stomp for a 2 count. Blake tagged in and the Forgotten Sons hit a diving elbow tandem move. Kofi kicked out at 2. Kofi got loose and put the Forgotten Sons outside. Kofi tagged Big E. And then he launched Kofi into Blake and Cutter. Big E went for a spear to the outside, but he missed. Then Big E was sent into the ring steps on Raw for good measure. The Forgotten Sons hit 2 more dominating tag team moves. Then the Forgotten Sons pinned the champions clean. The Forgotten Sons have the right to win this match. They deserve a title opportunity after making their amazing dominating debut when they defeated the Lucha House Party on their successful debut on Friday Smackdown. Big E and Kofi Kingston just look like total fucking clowns. They really look like total clowns, seriously. Anyways, same with Xavier Woods. He looks like a total clown too. Anyways, as I was saying, that was an easy win for the Forgotten Sons. A tough win for them, but an easy win too. So, Tamina Snuka cut a promo backstage saying that it took 4 women to beat her at WrestleMania. She won't be intimidated. And that Banks distracted Tamina so Bayley could jump her. They sent Tamina to some crates backstage, and Lacey Evans ran up to fight Banks. They did a huge pull apart backstage. That was a lot of people all over each other during social distancing. I loved this backstage fight between Banks, Bayley, Tamina, and Lacey Evans. You gotta love that. And then they announced that it was officially going to be a tag team match between Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Tamina, and Lacey Evans. So it was going to be Bayley, Sasha Banks versus Tamina and Lacey Evans. And tag team match next week. Also, it's going to be returning Jeff Hardy next week. And also, let's see, what else? What else is supposed to happen? everything else besides those two was supposed to happen. So then, Sonya Deville said that, backstage, Sonya Deville said that Dolph Ziggler will screw Otis out of his spot too. Ziggler said he's not a bad guy just because he sees how the world works. He says guts like Otis get sympathy, likes, and they start to believe that means more than talent. Ziggler cut an amazing promo here about how he's gonna win and go on to win Money in the Bank again. He plans to make Mandy Rose feel better after her beatings from Deville. So it's Otis versus Dolph Ziggler. That was the next match. So here's what happened with the match between Otis and Dolph Ziggler last night. So Otis took a beating to Dolph Ziggler early on, and Ziggler sold like a champion. Then Otis sent Ziggler to the turnbuckle. Dolph finally moved out of the way during a charge to the turnbuckle, and Otis went to the floor. They continued, and Otis took control. Dolph sold for a bit. They continued on and both ended up on the mat after he zigzagged suddenly. Otis caught Ziggler and he hit a throw and a caterpillar. Then he got the win. So after that, the show went off air. So that the show went off air after that. So that is the end of my Friday Smackdown review, folks. It looks like. Yep, that's the end of my Friday Smackdown review, folks. Thanks for watching. I hope you got to hear what you got to hear about what happened on NXT 2 days ago. I hope you got to listen to me tell you about what happened for last night on Friday Smackdown and all that. So, folks, thanks for watching. Tune in for my next review, which will be my Monday Night Raw review. So, be tuning in for my Monday Night Raw review next Monday night. Not this Monday, not this Monday, but next Monday. Next Monday night. So be tuning in for my Monday Night Raw review because I'm going to be reviewing Monday Night Raw. Folks, this week's Friday Night Smackdown was basically smack bang in the middle. I'm just going to say that. But this week's Friday Night Smackdown sucked for the 4th week in a row. WWE could do a better job delivering Friday Night Smackdown and Raw shows because this don't make no sense. The creative team, the dirty creative team, whatever they doing, man, they need to get themselves together. Because these shows for the 4th week in a row, Friday Night Smackdown, Raw, both of these shows have been terrible. And they are continuing to get terrible. And I guarantee you, next week's Friday Night Smackdown is going to get worse. Watch. Watch what I mean when I say next week's Friday Smackdown is going to get worse. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm out. Peace. You all have yourselves a good rest of your weekend. Take care of yourselves and stay safe.